YouTube thumbnail is one of the most important, or I'll say the most important factor responsible for your click-through rate and also your watch time. Well, I waited almost 50 videos in order to come to a conclusion of what works and what doesn't work. I have received click-through rates from 14% to up to 0% or 0.2% if you want to say. Well, this one is an anomaly, you can just scrub it, but other than that, I have faced it all. So I waited 50 videos and now I am in front of you to share the findings of my experiment. So there are two objectives of this video. First one is to help you understand the findings of this particular experiment which I ran, and also help you make a perfect thumbnail in Canva. Okay, so let's get started. Hi guys, Sannidhya this side, and this is the place where I talk about digital marketing, personal branding and earning money online. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. Also, you can find me on other social media channels, the link to which is in the description below. So go ahead, check them out. So there are two kinds of thumbnails which you will find in my channel, which are, first one is of stock photos. Well, they are a lot. And another one is which will have a face of myself on them. So these are the two kinds of thumbnails which I use. Well, there is a reason to it. I just wanted to experiment and know how thumbnails will affect your watch time as well as your click-through rate, but majorly watch time. Why? I'll discuss that further. Well, let's first discuss about the click-through rate, which is the click-through rate of my channel increased when I used the stock photos, and when I used my own photo, the click-through rate wasn't that amazing. So that's first finding. But there's a trick. Now I have a click-through rate, but I don't have significant watch time in those videos. But when I use my own photo, there is a significant amount of watch time. So the average view duration of a particular video where there is my face on the thumbnail has higher average view duration, and that where I don't have my face, it has lower average view duration, or someone else's face has a lower average view duration. Why is that happening? Maybe because, well, this is purely my assumption, maybe because the person was expecting that this person would be explaining the video, but as soon as he opens the video, the whole ambience is different, the whole person in himself is different, and that's the major put off, I guess, which is happening. But still, it was getting me higher click-through rates, and it was a kind of a beneficial thing for me. So I'll be using the thumbnails with stock photos as of now, but that doesn't mean in future I won't be experimenting further. This is an everlasting experiment and I'll continue doing so. Another finding which is true for everyone is, and it also makes sense, is keep everything on the left hand side of the thumbnail. By keep everything, I mean keep the text on the left side. And why you need to do so? Because everything, add to queue, watch later, or the duration of that particular video is listed on the right side by YouTube. So use everything or put everything which is significant or which is eye-catching or which you think will provoke your customers or provoke your viewers to click on that video, keep that on the left. Simple. But there is one problem to it. If you are also ranking on Google, then Google uses the left side. So better thing is to keep everything in the center, and that will be helpful. The third point is, it was already taught by marketing to me since I have 5 years of experience, and I realized this long ago. I'll say that. So the thing is, if you're using a human face, then the tendency of people stopping there and watching that particular thing is higher than you are not using the human face. So that goes like a marketing 101 basic. Okay, so always use your face or someone else's face in order to stop the person, so that you actually grab his attention and make him read what it is. That's it. Now, having said that you need to use human emotions, there is one more thing, which is that you need to also include some emotions. So there are some set of emotions which grab more attention than the other ones. So first one is surprised, then scared, then smiling, sad, fear, anger, and finally disgust. Well, these were all taught to me by Vanessa. So go ahead and use all the wide variety of emotions which I have just listed in your thumbnail, so that your thumbnails have variety as well, and then experiment it and find out what resonates more with your audience and use that emotion more often. Fine. Now, in order to make your channel look uniform, you will have to do certain things, which is basically have a brand identity. By brand identity, I mean you need to have some brand colors in order to have a uniformity in your channel page so that a person lands up on your page and he knows exactly whose page is it. I have given the example of McDonald's a lot of time, just like that, or any particular brand for that sake. If you go for Subway, then obviously you know that it will be black and yellow. Earlier I didn't used to do it, but now I feel I also have started doing it. You can see that in some of my last videos, I have the same color, which is black and green. And that's the theme all throughout my channel. Like if you visit my channel page, then you will see that the channel art is also in black, yellow and green. So that's what I am doing right now, and you should also do it. And in thumbnail you should pick up 2 brand colors or 3 brand colors, and they are consistent throughout your channel so that it gives the other person a feel that he is on your page. So go ahead and do it. Now here are some of the softwares which you can use in order to design your thumbnail. For this tutorial we will be using Canva. Now before we jump on to my screen, there's one thing which I want to point out, which is how many characters should we use, or how should we use the text. So basically your text in your thumbnail and the text in your headline should be complementary to each other, or they should be used in such a way that they enhance each other. And how you can do it is by either focusing on let's say benefits, or if the process is hard, then you can mention that 7 simple steps to achieve it, or you can focus on the rewards. So basically there are a few things which you can focus upon. In the video where I talk about headline, which is over here, you can go ahead and find out what all tricks I recommend which you should use in order to entice your viewers. So you should use those. Now how many characters should you use? See, I recommend using 30 characters. Why? Because if you are using more than that, then you will have to decrease the font size. And once you decrease the font size, it is not readable, because most of the people are surfing YouTube on their mobile, and it's already hard to see what there is on the thumbnail. And if you are reducing the font size way too much, they won't be able to read it. So I know you want to convey something, but what's the use of that if they're not able to even read it? So convey small, but it should be impactful. By that I mean write fewer words, but they should be impactful. Okay, so now let's get on to my screen and figure out how to make a perfect thumbnail. Okay, so now we are on Canva and we'll go to YouTube thumbnail. So I have already searched it many times, but you'll go ahead and just type YouTube, and over here there is YouTube thumbnail, which is custom dimension. Like the custom dimension are already preset in Canva. Just select this, go over here, and we'll be using a blank one. Also there are a lot of templates which you can use and customize accordingly. For example, this one looks really good and this one is also good, but we'll design it from the scratch for the purpose of this particular tutorial. Let's go ahead and do it. Yep. So as I mentioned, there should be a background. Now my background is generally black, so I'll just go to the background and select something which is blackish, which I generally use this one or this one. I'll go ahead and use this one for the purpose of this tutorial. Fine. Now I have a background. Now I'll select a photo which is basically surprised, or see, I always use this thing, surprised. And for the purpose of this particular video, I'll be using not surprised, but let's say happy. So I'll just type happy. Also there are a lot of filters which you can use. You can streamline it to color. Basically you can choose a filter where if you select black, then all the images which have black as the dominant color will start appearing. Then the orientation is square and availability free or pro. So I'll recommend using free. Yeah, so I'll just choose one which is I used this one already. If you have visited my channel, then you would know. Okay, so I'll pick up this one, the first one. Now I'll be removing the background through the help of the effects which is available for the pro version, but for you I'll recommend using remove.bg in order to remove that. You can drag and drop or just download this image and then upload it over here, and that's how you would be able to do it. Also make sure that you are using an image which is free to use, okay, because we just checked out how to do if we were in photos, and if we select, so this one is a pro, okay, and this one is free, okay. Over here it is written free, and over here it is written pro. So make sure that whatever you are using is free. If you are using the free Canva, obviously if you are on the pro version, then obviously you can use whatever you want. So I'll just remove the background of this particular picture. I'll do that. It takes a while in order to do so, and while it is happening, I should tell you that you should pay, or you should spend as much time as you can in order to make a thumbnail, because let's face it guys, oh, it's done. So let's face it guys, because everyone is actually judging you by the thumbnail. So the script matters, but whatever your packaging or whatever the packaging of the product is, it also matters. So do that. I have it, okay, and for the purpose of this particular video, I'll be adding a heading, okay. So basically this is something which is in the brand kit, which you can get from by going over here in the Canva, and you have a brand kit, and in this brand kit you can select whatever you want, so that whenever you are using a text or you are using a color of the text, these are always there. So this is the brand palette, and as I said, these are the brand fonts. So you can save them over here. You can save as many as you want. You can also upload a font, which is coolest feature of one of the not the coolest one is removing the background, but this is one of the cool feature where you can upload a font and use it. So I'll just so my font is basically Baweja's new, if I'm pronouncing it right. So I call it Baweja's, but yeah, that's a very bad joke. I'll just go ahead and type perfect thumbnail for high CTR. So this is what I have done. Now just space it accordingly. Now the space between these is very high according to me, so I'll just reduce it. I'll reduce it to 1.2. Generally I do it, okay. I didn't select the whole, so it reduced only of 1 point. I'll just type 1.2 now. Let's see how it goes. 1.2. Okay. And also the font size is really less. I'll just do it 88. Yeah, makes sense now. I'll just do this one. So now this is the left side, or you can keep it a bit in center. Now I'll change the color of this particular font, and this is the brand color which I use. And also in order to enhance it, you can put strips behind it. By strips I mean, if you go to elements, okay, and just go to shapes, okay, and select this one, then you can put this behind it. Let's do this, okay. Okay, so these are the kind of comments which I receive, okay. Just hide this one, okay. So I'll send this backward. Yeah, so it is backward. Now I can make it pure black or whatever you want. You can change the color of this particular thing by hack. And also there's one hack which according to me is a hack. So basically, if this is the thing which is happening, okay, you have a particular element which is in front, and but you want to access this one, obviously you don't have to do this kind of thing, like you are just inching your cursor a pixel and then now you have it. No, you can just place it over here, press the control and then tab it, okay, now it is selected. So the hack is to press control and then tap on that particular element. So first time the element which is on the front, which is at front, would be selected, and the next time when you click it, still pressing the control, the element which is at the back would be selected. So here we have a thumbnail. Also you can give effect to this particular text by selecting the effects and then going ahead and choosing one of these. So I generally give this one so that it gives a feel that it is in 3D or it has some space, but currently it's black, so it won't be able to give it. So what I'll do is I'll just select the one which is at the back, and I'll show you how it is done. I'll select the off-white, okay, and right now it doesn't make sense, so I'll just change the font color to a bit. So I would just select this one. Oh, okay. So as you can see that I have changed the color. I'll just, and also you can see that this effect is helping you at the back, and it is giving a feel of 3D, right? Now also we'll just make it 10% so that we can see that if it is visible. No, it is not visible. So I'll make it a bit bold and increase the font size. Okay, I made it bold, as well as I'll increase the font size 96. Okay, now make this 10%. Yeah, it is kind of visible, but the contrast is not that up to the mark. I'll try shifting the contrast, and I'll try using some other color in order to justify this. But for the purpose of this video, I use these colors, and also in order to show you the 3D effect, I changed the color, and it pretty much screwed everything up. Don't use those colors. Okay, so this was all for this video, and if you liked it, then give it a thumbs up. It really helps me a lot, because then YouTube knows that this particular video is worth it, and it also shares it. Okay, and it also gives very high impressions, because if you don't like it, then there are no chances that I'll actually thrive. So do give it a thumbs up, and also if you liked this particular video and you are not already subscribed, then do subscribe and share it with your friends. Also, by that time you can check out these two playlists. Go ahead, have fun. Until next time, bye bye.